Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How are you? So, welcome back. It's been a while since I made my last video. Life has happened. There's a lot of work, but anyway, thank you so much for hanging by. I wanted to make this 1-year ownership video because I have spent 1 year with my Mahindra Mojo. Wow, it went so fast. And I would like to share the ownership experience and all the things that I have faced, so that in case if you are wondering to buy this bike, you happen to stumble upon my video, and I hope that it's going to help you in making your choice. Okay, before I begin, a quick recap of what I had done last year. I'm a new rider because I never knew how to ride. So one fine day I decided I need to learn motorcycle. Yeah, it's true. I called up my friend and he taught me how to ride a motorcycle. It was a Thunderbird 350. So I booked it from Wicked Rides. And while I was learning how to ride, I also went into Technic Motors and booked a Thunderbird 500. And the waiting period was 60 days. So after having, waiting for 60 days, and I started, let's check out the videos in YouTube and do some research. And I was seriously surprised with the issues that people were facing with Royal Enfield, and people were complaining about the quality issues. And I am not the kind of person to pay money and to follow a cult and live with issues. Oh, hell no. If I'm paying money, it better be good. Okay, so having done some research, and one of my biker friend who owns a KTM, he said, if your requirement is long distance, and that was my requirement, okay, go long distances. So he said, why don't you give Mojo a try? So here's what I did. I went to the dealership showroom and I took a test ride, and I was like, wow, where are the vibrations? I mean, like, this engine is so smooth. And I couldn't believe, because I was riding the Thunderbird 350 for about a month now, and I was like, my goodness, it's like, wow, the ride quality is exceptional. That's one of the greatest thing is the engine, right? So it's so smooth, and that's something that you would really want, because in a long ride you don't want your hands to get numb, with vibrations and stuff. No offense to Royal Enfield, but that's how the engine is built. I mean, some people say it's meant for people who love that thump and the vibrations, right? They're used to it, they love it. But, people like us, no, sir, I like some refinement. I'd like to see at least 2-3 grams of refinement put into the bowl. And yeah, the refinement is great. And over the last 1 year since I made the decision to buy this, the engine is great. It doesn't give up on you. Now, that's one of the best parts is the engine, right? The reliability of the engine and versatility. That's amazing, right? You can take it to any terrain. It's going to work. It all depends on what kind of tires you're using and your riding skills. Second thing that you're going to love is the customer response that you get from the showroom and the service center. So another great thing about this bike is the heat management. It has got a liquid cooled engine. So the heat management is quite awesome in the highways. I'm not talking about in the streets and the heavy traffic though, because it has a coolant which is running and the temperature is in check. Never goes beyond 97 degrees centigrade. So which is very nice. Why are the streets so empty today? Now, one thing to remember about this bike is primarily made for the highway. It's not for the city though. You can, like me, I'm using it for my city usage, but then I'm not a big fan of it inside the city. But boy, the moment you take it to the highway, where there is minimal use of the clutch and you can rev the machine high, and the sweet spot is from 4,000 to 6,000 RPM, and the speed is 100 to 120, and that's the sweet spot. Just like in a cricket bat, all right, you have a sweet spot where you need to hit the ball and it makes a beautiful sound. The same thing here, that's the sweet spot, and you can keep it all day long without having to worry about anything. right? So you don't have to make frequent stops to cool down the engine. None of that. That's like the draconian era, right? You don't do that anymore. Alright, now coming up to all the problems that I faced over the 1 year, okay? So this is true, and I'm not faking it. Number one problem, there was fuel leaking out of the engine, the fuel cap. So I got that replaced. I don't know how it happened. It's probably if someone asked me, it's probably because with this bike I had 6 crashes, okay? 6 times I fell off in the ground. It was because at that time I didn't know how to brake, you know. So it's probably because of that. But then I got it replaced under warranty. They weren't able to figure out why the leak is happening. So I got a new tank. The problem is kind of a major one that I faced. It was ironically, it was my honeymoon trip with my wife, and we were honeymooning on my Mahindra Mojo for some time now. And what happened was, we were going to Pondicherry from Bengaluru, and I didn't take the route via Vellore, and this was a state highway, and we were doing speeds of 95 to 100, when suddenly out of nowhere there was and probably I was also not very, concentrating. I was lost in the thoughts. So there was a big, deep pothole, and I just hit it bang on. And what happened was the rear wheel, right, the rim, there was a slit. So I don't know how I controlled the entire bike with my wife and in all the luggage, but then somehow we did. I did. That was amazing. So initially I thought I had a tire puncture, but then actually it was not. The tire was in fact very good, but there was a little bend in the rear wheel rim and there was a slit in it. So luckily I had RSA, we called the RSA people, got a bike towed to Pondicherry. Pondicherry luckily had a showroom for Mojo. Another problem that I faced was, in the same ride after I came back, there was coolant which was leaking in drops out of the outlet. There's an outlet, so it was leaking in drops though. So they changed the entire assembly over there. So again under warranty. But I tell you what, to make these changes, they said it will take at least 3 or 4 days, because they were having a lot of work at that time, and they were so kind enough to give me a replacement Mojo for 1 week. They said, sir, keep your bike here, take this as a replacement, because we understand that you will need this for your daily commute, so please. I was so touched. I am very sure that none of the other manufacturers do that, and I was really impressed with the customer service, seriously. Because see, it all depends on how they make you feel, right? And the way they make me feel was great. So yes, kudos to customer service. Thumbs up, 5-star. So that's about it. 1 year, only 3 problems, okay? 3 major ones. Rest are all because of me, because I crashed and I had to change a lot of parts. Okay, coming on to the main question is the fuel economy, okay? Kitana deti hai, mileage kitana hai? Well, if you remove the DB killer, you're going to get less, okay? But if you're on the DB killers and you have serviced your bike properly and you have kept your chain lube and your tire pressure in check every 2 weeks and stuff like that, I would say in the city you should be getting 25 to 23 to 25. Okay, in Bangalore traffic, getting more than that, it's a miracle. It's a miracle, because you have to press the clutch and the brakes so many times, my goodness. However, on the highway, I have got the maximum close to 40 kilometers per liter. Trust me, and I'm not lying, it's true. 40 kilometers, but on an average, I would say 32 to 35. definitely above 30 on the highway, because that's where you see the real Mojo. And so now coming on to the few things that I would like to change in this, definitely the headlight. I hate that headlight. I don't know what Mahindra is doing. That headlight does not work apart from, except it gives a lot of stability. That headlight weighs 7 kilos, you know, and it looks ugly. LED lights would be better, and please change the design, Mahindra. A lot of people are going to buy this. Next, what I don't agree with Mahindra is the marketing strategy that they have. My goodness. Nobody even knows. Maximum people don't know what this bike is. Okay, hang on a second, I'll be back. Yes, so marketing strategy, I don't know. I don't agree. They need to market more. Okay, another thing that many people might think is a con is it doesn't have an ABS. But I would say not having ABS made me a better rider. Promise, I'm not lying. See, everybody can ride fast, right? Anybody can ride fast, anybody. But it's the braking skills that matter, right? And ABS is not, it is an aided safety. It helps you stop panic braking, but then it helped me. Although it wouldn't hurt anyone to have ABS on this bike. And I don't know what Mahindra is doing. But for me, it's okay. I would have preferred, but if it's not a deal breaker for me, not having ABS. Another thing that I would like to see is having a slipper clutch on this. What else? Yes, I would love a gear indicator. My goodness. Why isn't there a gear indicator? Sometimes I forget, man. Sometimes I forget. I know experienced riders don't need a gear indicator. I mean, Royal Enfield Classic doesn't even have a fuel gauge. So who am I to complain? So all in all, I think it has been a good buy for me over the past 1 year, and I do not regret buying this, although very few people buy this and people do make fun of it, you know. Let me give you a look. It's dirty. Do make fun of it because of its unconventional design, but it's value for money, I would say. Even though it's premium, it's value for money. And the real Mojo is out on the highway, guys. If you are into long rides, you want to do long places, that's the kind of bike I would recommend to buy, because it has got reliability. Alright, so that's it. So that's all I have to say about my ownership experience. My goodness, what happened here? Oh, this is from the tank bag. Alright, see you then. I've got to go back to office.